Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to the TMI Show, the Ted Manila Information Show. It's TMI for short because we bring you way too much information. It is Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. I'm Manila Chan. Ted Rall, I think, is on his potty break. I don't see him back at his desk yet. Fresh off of deprogram. Thank you guys for checking in and your concern for why the show was canceled yesterday was because I had a constant nosebleed that would not stop for 45 minutes. So I was like, okay, we're just gonna scrap this show. And there's Ted. There be Ted Rall. But yeah, so nothing's wrong. But just so folks know, not only Ted, I don't even know if husbands know this, but when ladies be pregnant, we have 50% more blood flowing through our veins.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, now that you mention it, of course that makes sense. But
yeah, there's literally 50% more blood volume in our bodies when we're pregnant. Especially by
I always knew you guys were like space aliens.
Yeah, we just created more blood. And for me, I've always had I always think of the Something About Mary movie, when Ben Stiller zips his junk.
I need to watch that movie again because it's one of those movies like I feel like I didn't really track with, and it's a great movie, but I didn't get.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. You know how sometimes you just like you don't vibe right with a movie, and then you like look at it later and you're like, oh yeah, now I see.
Now I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it couldn't be made now because of the character that plays Cameron Diaz's brother, because he's what we would today call on the spectrum. So there's all, because this is like 25 or 30 years ago. So
yeah, what neurodivergent?
Yeah. So, it wouldn't be acceptable. However, the zipping your balls humor
well, is
timeless.
Yeah, bigger than ever. Yeah.
Timeless. And in that scene, they haul a young Ben Stiller away, and the medic says, "We've got a bleeder." I'm the
there's
bleeder.
Nothing like that when they, when you go to the ER and they scream something about you, you have to admit it's kind of exciting, like they're talking about me.
No, that's bad. If you're in the ER and like a doctor shouts like we've got a lung collapse,
or like holy shit.
No, you don't want that. No,
I didn't say I wanted it. I just said it's kind of exciting.
As you're passing,
I guess I've always wanted to be the center of attention.
No, see, I don't. I'm like, that's a bad thing. But for me, I've always had this weak blood vessel in my left nostril in particular. So even when I'm not pregnant, it could be like dry air. Let me know in the Rumble room if you guys have ever heard of this. But like some people, just are prone to bloody noses. I'm one of them. It could be anything. Like
I'm prone to them.
Rub my nose wrong. I'm prone
to. Yeah, and there's one spot where like boogers always be accumulating, and then I'll pick there, and then like it'll bleed, and I'll be like,
God. TMI.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the TMI. So for me, I had my primary care refer me to an ENT many years ago, and the ENT, both these doctors told me I should consider cauterizing the vessel.
I have received similar advice. That sounds absolutely terrifying.
Right?
I'm like, fuck you. Cauterize this, bitch.
Like what I think of is like, like when people are on like a motherboard and they're trying to fix something and they're like zapping it and they're cauterizing something.
They're burning it. They're burning it.
You're gonna put a hot burning stick up my nostril?
Yeah. No, like no thank you. Like, yeah.
No.
Like my balls are crinkling just at the thought of that right now.
No, you're not gonna do that. I don't know if anyone's ever had that done. I don't, or if you've even heard of it.
No, I love it when doctors come up with things. Manila, years ago,
I'm curious to hear about it.
I will. Years ago, I was in the podiatrist's office having a bunion removed, right, from like my toe. Like actually, it was ingrown toenail, right? So he was fixing that, and so it's the Hamptons. It's summer, non-air conditioned office. Inexplicably, a doctor's office where they're cutting into your body should never be non-air conditioned, but this one was, and so. He goes, and he and I knew each other because our kids were in school together. And so, he goes, Ted, has anyone ever told you have sweaty feet? And I go, no. And I'm like, however, no one's ever been cutting into my feet in a non-air conditioned environment.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm, what's the word? Scared. Because you're using a scalpel on my foot, and like it's also hot on top to boot, right? So he, as if I had not said a word, which I guess he was like my wife in that respect. He ignored everything I had to say. He immediately launches into, well, there's a cure for this, Ted, and I go, for this problem. And I go, I'm not sure it's a problem. He goes, well, anyway, so what we do is, he goes, we go, it's an operation on your spine. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, like what we do is we operate on your central nervous system, and it severs the the trigger that causes your feet to sweat. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? No. And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, wait, you would do this? You're a podiatrist. And he's like, yeah, I can do it. And I'm like, wait, so you want me to let you operate on my spine?
Like, he's not an orthopedic surgeon. He's
right.
a foot doctor.
And I go, I knew him really well. And I was like, look, I know that like these boat payments don't pay for themselves. I understand that. And I was like, and at the time I was in my 40s, and I said, you know what? I've made it almost halfway to death, right? I'm like, I'm halfway to death. I go, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna like glide right into the grave, like whoosh.
Sweaty feet.
With sweaty feet. I'm gonna suffer from SFS, sweaty foot syndrome, which I've lived with this blight for my entire life. And it's scarred me.
Leave your spine alone.
But I think I'm good. These doctors are insane. Like, I want to cauterize the inside of your nose.
Like, what does that even mean? Cauter, like you're gonna stick a hot electrical stick up my nose and like zap zap. Like,
yeah. Although I think technically cauterization can also involve freezing, like when they freeze off warts.
Yeah, well, I looked it up, and it's an actual like searing, like
and usually they numb it's burning. You. Yeah.
Yes, but then like think of if something goes wrong, like what if I lose the sense of smell and taste, and that would be fucking awful.
Yeah, because
like you turn me a Gweezik, like
it's only one of the most sensitive parts on the human body, right? OMG.
Like really? Because I get a few heavy bloody noses a year? Like
it's like, yeah, I think I'll use the ice cubes, and I'll lean back and I'll just pinch my nose.
No, the leaning back, as it turns out, is the old wives' tale. That's wrong. Yeah, I posted in our group chat so you guys know. The new modern way, you don't want to lean back when you have a heavy nose
because of the pressure, right? You want to be elevated.
Well, first of all, it goes backwards, and then it can irritate your stomach. It doesn't clot as easy. Actually, what you're supposed to do is lean forward and apply pressure for 15 straight minutes, no peaking. And usually, if you can do an ice pack, like put it on the back of your neck, like cool your temperature.
Yeah, the ice pack thing. Yeah.
But not on the site.
Oh, I thought it was supposed to be on the site. Okay.
No, just apply pressure, like so. Press your thumb.
Because I was just told like you're supposed to just go, Mr. Pinchy.
Yeah, just
and breathe
just
through
on
your
the
mouth,
one side,
and then you always sound like this.
Well, unless you have both bleeding, but if it's the new
see, you could have just done the show. Like you could have been like, "Hello, this is
like, hey, I'm
this is the TMI show.
I've got a bloody nose." It's like for 45 minutes, but they said no peeking. But you guys don't understand how much blood is coming out of me, because not only am I a bleeder to begin with, but with the pregnancy additional 50% of the blood coming through. I mean, it's been 5 days straight. So far, I've not, knock on wood, I've not had a bloody nose in 24 hours, 27 hours now. But the profuse amount of blood that's coming out, if I had to guess with the constant drip, it was easily half a cup of blood each time.
Oh,
like, but I'm not dizzy. I'm not like none of those symptoms. So it's not, you don't notice the blood loss.
Do you feel wan?
So much blood.
Which is a great word that doesn't get used enough.
Do I feel what?
Wan. W-A-N.
No.
You know, kind of like feeble and
woozy.
Yeah.
No. Like Lindsey Graham catching the vapors. No.
Did you see Lindsey Graham pretending to be Butch on social media yesterday?
No.
Yes, Queen Lindsey was out like shooting a gun in the wild, and it was like he's like nothing like good hunting. I'm like, what? Lindsey Graham? Like, really?
Please. Like the most dangerous situation Lindsey Graham's been in is catching a nick from his manicure. Like, come on. Get out of here. I gotta look that up though.
Or failing to sort his thong drawer properly.
Yuck. I don't know. Ew. But I want to look it up just because I did not know. I can't even imagine Madam Lindsay holding a firearm. I know Madam Lindsay was in the Navy, but Lindsey Graham was an attorney.
That's right. Well, women have served with distinction in various countries' armed forces.
Yeah, and they're tougher than Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, Lindsey Graham's main thing is to send other people to war.
Yes, that is right. That is right. That's Madam Lindsay's expertise, and suing people, I think, when he was younger. But anyway, so that's that. I've got a soundbite that I want to play. So we have to tell Robbie that when he feels better, feel better, Robbie. That is from HBO. And we can't play that on YouTube.
Right, because I do post the show to. I could edit out that section from when
I'm going to warn everybody when we jump to that soundbite. That's where the cut will happen if it's going on YouTube. Even though we will be talking about this soundbite, YouTube really has it out for Ted and I since the get-go. So they find any reason to ding this show because the algorithms know who we are.
Well, it's not just our show. I mean, they are really obsessed with copyright stuff.
Yeah. They're very hawkish about all that stuff. But for example, they took down my own channel for no reason. My personal channel, like a little over a year ago.
Yeah, and they don't. And the thing is, they don't act like a human being, right? Because they're not.
And they don't tell you what you did wrong.
They don't reach out and say. They don't reach out and say, "Hey, so we have a concern about this. Do you own the copyright to that?" No, they literally just you have been monetized, and then you're like, "Why?" There has been a problem, and it's like,
yes.
What problem?
You make
been a problem. You make it's totally insane.
Like, what was the problem? How can I find out what I did wrong?
We have breaking news that you and Robbie would probably find of interest. So the Supreme Court has ruled against a law banning conversion therapy for LGBTQ plus kids in Colorado. So basically this rule...
The pray the gay away.
So praying the gay away is back in Colorado.
Oh, it's back, I mean. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it's really hard to read these things because it's like they have overturned a ban that would that would reverse, and you're like, wait, what?
So it's a double negative conjunction with you have to like do the math, and you're like, wait, so that means I can pray the gay away?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can pray. Well, look, not that I believe that works because obviously Lindsey Graham is still Lindsey Graham.
True.
Speaking of. But I believe everybody should have the right to seek the types of therapy, unless you're risking life and limb or especially that of a child.
I guess I agree with that. I mean, look, I think it's
you
really
have the right
clear.
to try.
It's really clear that conversion therapy doesn't work.
Right. It's so
But
scammy and grifty.
but hell, many things don't work. I mean,
Right.
like what's that shit?
Like Jenny Craig.
Not acupuncture. The
Acupuncture works.
That works. No, what's the other one? The fake, the quackery, like where they the neck chiropractic.
Oh,
chiropractic is bullshit, but it's legal. The Democratic Party is
like,
is
I'm
bullshit.
a doctor. What kind of doctor? I'm a chiropractor.
No kings is bullshit, but it's legal.
It's legal, whatever. Whatever. That's fine. Whatever. Like
a lot of yoga is bullshit. It's legal.
Dumb shit. Yeah, a lot of dumb shit that doesn't work is legal. So just
matcha is legal. It doesn't work.
I say if you want to try, have at it.
It's a waste of time.
Have at it. If you want to try, that's
if your kid has the gay, the odds are they have the gay, and that's just how it is.
Yeah. So just whatever. Okay. Good on Colorado, I guess. Like the more,
I mean, I think
more options. I will
be interested in reading this. I bet I'd be interested to see if the First Amendment came into play here. Because it does seem to be like not political speech, but it's kind of like you're telling doctors what they can and what they cannot say, or non-doctors. And that seems to me like that would be unconstitutional on its face.
Yeah. I just think, again, unless somebody's getting their life or limb harmed in any way, if there's no physical danger, right? Like you're not telling the kid,
except it's just a waste of fucking time. But
you have to walk across hot coals. Like, unless it's something like that, nobody's in physical danger. Whatever. Let them try to pray it away. Go to non-gay camp or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever. Butch camp.
We should get going because I have a heart out, right. So we should go.
Okay, let's do that. I don't know what happened. What happened to the JAWS? It glitched.
I totally heard it.
You heard it? It didn't show.
Yeah, you just didn't hear it or whatever. Yeah, that's on your. It
didn't do the thing on my side. Okay, so just a little while ago, a Russian oil tanker arrived in Cuba carrying 730,000 barrels of oil. That delivery breaks a months-long U.S. blockade, basically since the new year, that has led to all kinds of blackouts across the island. It's not clear if the U.S. Will allow other ships to reach the island, but come on, let's be honest, Ted. Like, who's going to stop Vladimir Putin? Seriously. President Donald Trump...
They're not going to war over this.
President Trump instated that effective blockade back in January, citing national security concerns and accusing Cuba of harboring terrorist organizations.
Of course.
The move came weeks
Clovis
after the US...
harbors international terrorist organizations. Yeah.
Like it came just after they kidnapped Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela.
Speaking of terrorism.
It's led to speculation that Trump aims to control Cuba as well, just like he says, we're going to control Venezuela.
Well, there's no speculation. He said, I want to take it. So
want Cuba.
Yeah, me want it, me take it. That's not exactly speculation. Yeah.
But he says like he could take the island and then Iran. He said, well, Iran first, then Cuba's next.
Yeah.
That's not scary at all, Ted.
Yeah. Well, he wanted Greenland too. He talks a lot. He wants so many things, as the Graham Parker song says.
He does. In recent weeks, Cubans have relied increasingly on solar energy from China to supplement the failing electricity grid. The oil can be refined into other products as well, obviously diesel, jet fuel, other refinements, and make other products. But that takes roughly 4 weeks. So here's the thing that I wanted to, let me, this thing keeps going away. Hold on here. Okay. So I know nobody really watches Bill Maher's show anymore. I think
that's true.
That's true, right? You've been on his show, Ted.
Oh, I used to be a regular contract guest on both of his,
Oh.
on the original one and the current one. And I have to
I
say,
remember.
every now and then, every few years, literally, I'll tune in just to see, like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, me too.
And
Me too.
I'm amazed at how drearily identical and boring it is it hasn't changed at all. I mean, it's literally the same exact format as it was 20 years ago with the same dreary, boring guests. The whole thing is exactly the fucking same. It's like, I don't even understand why you wouldn't want to mix it up and modernize it and, change.
No, it's exactly what was
boring.
the old show? Politically Incorrect?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is where we're gonna show it, even though technically YouTube says we can show clips.
The guests are always the same. Yeah.
So this one, he had Paul Begala, that man right there, and Congresswoman from Florida, Anna Paulina Luna, who's hot, by the way. I don't know how great she is, but she's a very attractive lady, and she's not as dumb as I'm not saying I agree with half the things that she says, but I'm just pointing out that, like, people always say AOC's like the hottie on the hill. I don't think so. I think
AOC is not hot. AOC is a good-looking woman. She's not hot though.
She's cute. Yeah. Anna Paulina, I think, is actually very, very pretty, and not in the psycho way that you find
Lauren Boebert.
Lauren Boebert,
who is probably not quite dumb as a stone, but dumb as a clod of mud is probably accurate.
Yeah. Well, you'll see. But anyway, the focus here is Paul Begala. For those who don't know, Paul Begala started his political career back in the 90s with Bill Clinton. He was a Clinton advisor, and he's a big DNC guy.
Totally.
Right? So Paul Begala was last week on Bill Maher's show talking about the oil tanker, the Russian oil tanker headed to Cuba. Okay, so listen to what he enlightens us with. Here's his big fucking idea.
You mentioned Russia. Russia really is our enemy. And President Trump lifted sanctions on Putin and his oil industry when oil is sky high. So
he lifted sanctions on Iran today.
Putin is the big winner here.
I'll get into the background.
Let him answer.
Putin is the big winner. He's going to make a pile of money off this. All the other allies, the G7 countries, all said, "Oh God, don't lift those sanctions on Putin. He'll make a fortune." Now Putin is sending a huge oil tanker with 970,000 barrels of oil to supply the Cubans. It's going to arrive at Havana Harbor, and we're going to have a showdown. And this president has blown up a lot of speedboats full of cocaine. Okay. He needs to confront Putin in the ocean with that tanker and stop it and turn it around or sink it to the bottom of the ocean. What? Show some guts with Putin for once in your life. He attacks everybody. He attacks his own vice president, Mike Pence. He attacks the Pope. He attacked Oprah. But he never attacks Putin. And this is something I really do want. I'm sorry to be so hawkish, but he needs to, for once, show some spine with our greatest enemy, which is Vladimir Putin.
Paul Begala, first of all, let me just say, he attacks
that
Oprah.
Shit crazy.
He didn't suggest, Trump has never bombed Oprah. That's what you're talking about.
We just had a very notable Democratic advisor.
Did you hear that applause too?
Yeah, and the Democrats sitting at the studio over by the Grove.
Yeah, exactly.
It's where they tape, because I've been to one of the shows.
Yeah, well, it's just a short distance away, and I was walking from Real Time, or Politically Incorrect, I think it was, the night of the incident, the LA Times incident. So, yeah. So you hear the audience clapping there, you know, like this is like very DNC. They're like, yay, what a good idea.
Yeah, let's bomb a Russian tanker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the speedboats from Venezuela. Let's bomb. Are you fucking insane, Paul Begala? Like, well, apparently. First of all, let's go bomb a Russian oil tanker. The tanker that not only is flagged with a Russian flag, but literally owned by the Russians with Russian oil on board. and a Russian crew. Like, it's Russian through and through and through and through. Let's go bomb something that belongs to the country that has the most nuclear stockpile on Earth.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a good
so let's
idea,
start.
Paul
So
Begala.
you're gonna put Putin in this awful position of deciding either he's a cuck or he's going to start World War III. That's basically the position you're going to put him in. You really think that's a good idea to back him up that way? Not to mention also you think fucking energy prices are high now? Just you fucking wait how oil futures are going to look once the United States is, expressing the ability to bomb oil tankers. Each one of which can carry some up to $500 million worth of crude oil, right? So when one of those goes up in flames, I mean, it's like if they can do it to Russia, they can do it to you, right?
Environmental impact too, Ted.
Oh, right. Totally. It's ecocide.
So this is what is appalling to me, that you have this fucking so-called Democratic
Mr. Reasonable.
advisor.
Mr. Reasonable.
Yeah. He's supposed to be a standard down the line DNC type guy,
and Bill
not
Maher.
crazy left. And Bill Maher's like, oh yeah, you should do that.
Good idea, yeah.
What?
I know.
So if these are the types of ideas that are coming out from
the mainstream, mushy, moderate. By the way, you and I, Manila, are considered wackadoodles. Here we are on the political fringe. We can't, and Bill Maher doesn't invite me back anymore. Ever since I called George W. Bush a pussy on his show. Oh well, that's why. But it's we're weird.
Bill Maher invited
Paul Begala,
Liz
that's
Wall.
normal. That's normal.
When Liz Wall quit RT live on air, he invited her. She made all the rounds. She became a media darling for 15 minutes. And she's the gal that quit RT live on air after the Crimea stuff, right? He invited her on the air. But when all of this stuff with Ukraine broke out, I was the most senior anchor at RT America. Why didn't Bill Maher call me?
Could have.
He could have. But it just shows you what the mainstream talks about and who they allow to have airtime. And it means that they allow psychos like Paul Begala to egg on Donald Trump in bombing a Russian tanker.
Mm-hmm.
Real sane politics, Ted.
Well,
amazing.
I will give Donald Trump credit for knowing that he can get away with killing fishermen from Venezuela, but not blowing up a Russian oil tanker.
Yeah. So,
because he's literally not as fucking crazy as Paul Begala.
Yes. I can't believe this is a Democrat saying that, Ted. A fucking Democrat.
Well, I do. Do you watch Rachel Maddow? I mean, she's like this.
He's still, I can't believe, I haven't seen her in a long time. I just can't believe that this party, who they themselves have disproven the Russia hoax, their own people, their own recently departed Bob Mueller.
True.
Disproved the Russia hoax. And Paul Begala is still here harping on the Slava Ukraini, basically. I mean, he's tacitly saying Slava Ukraini. Russia is our biggest enemy.
Russia is not, first of all, these people need to look up the word enemy. So an enemy is a country that you are at war with. Okay, the United States is not at war with Russia. The United States never has been at war with Russia. If the United States is ever at war with Russia, the entirety of that conflict will last under an hour. So, the United States, what Russia, you could characterize it at, although there's no official status of this, it is an adversary, that you could say.
Sure, a competitor.
It's certainly a competitor. I mean, every country is a competitor.
Sure.
Vanuatu is a competitor.
Laos.
Laos is a competitor in some respects, right? Laos makes products that the United States can't make. So, I mean, whatever. But but to call them an enemy, this is the kind of overheated rhetoric that that kills people, and it's reckless.
Yeah, and it's shocking to me that nobody, even Anna Paulina, didn't push back. She just kind of like shrugged and kind of laughed it off. But
well, that's what you end up doing when you've been in those chairs where in those kind of format, someone saying something like that. I mean, of course they tell you, the producers tell you before the show, feel free to jump in. Bill likes it if you just jump in, and that's true. He does like it. I've done it, but human nature is to be cooperative. You've been hanging out together in the green room before and after. You're gonna you want to be friends, and you're just gonna be like, I'm gonna let this person say their bit. I'm not gonna it's not Fox News. I'm not gonna jump down their throat.
Or but this isn't the Piers Morgan show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really blame her. I think I might have said like, Paul, you want to start World War III? Yeah, that would have been my question.
Say something snarky. I mean, I'm not. Yeah,
I mean, that's not even snarky. I think that's a legit. I don't think that's snarky. I think it's like the question in the room, right?
But Bill Maher, who we were just talking about him, you said what award he got? He got the Peabody or something?
No. Oh, Manila. He got the Mark Twain Award, but that's from Trump. It's from the Kennedy Trump Center, which awards it. Now, the Mark Twain Award is the highest humor award that a humorist can get in the United States. It's like the Nobel for humor.
Right.
I would love.
Really?
I mean, I could never dream of getting a Mark Twain Award. Okay. But.
And that was his moment to
Bill
have
Maher
a bit of humor.
Isn't funny.
He hasn't been funny for 20 years.
I'm not sure he's ever been funny, to be honest. I think that there are times
in the 90s.
I think that Bill Maher. No, I mean, what I'm trying to get at is when Bill Maher was relevant and important. He's still he's smart, and he definitely is.
Sure.
He's definitely smart, and he's definitely engaging, and he has charisma, and he knows how to point out certain liberal pieties and their hypocrisies. But none of those things makes you funny. I mean, as a person, I
don't think I'd be out to dinner with him and find him amusing.
Yeah, I mean, you might find him worth talking to. I bet you would.
Sure.
But not amusing, not funny.
I think, for example, Tim Dillon. Are you familiar with this comedian?
I'm not familiar.
He has a podcast too. He's heavier set 40-year-old white dude from Boston. I find him hilarious. He has his own podcast. It's a huge podcast. Huge. He's hilarious. And I've seen him in interviews. He's hilarious. Not like Bill Maher. Bill Maher, who just won the Mark Twain. Are you kidding me? That was his opportunity to jump in.
Well, they gave it to him. They gave it to him because of his Zionist shit. That's why they gave it to him.
I'm sure. So anyway, I just wanted to show everybody this. This is what, if it's coming from the mouth of Paul Begala, just understand that these are the tropes that are ringing through and through at the halls at the DNC.
Yeah, no, it's like the man's a maniac. There's nothing else to be said.
That's insane, Ted. Insane.
Jaws it. Jaws it.
Nuts.
All right, a Florida mom thought she was getting her happy ending. No, not a happy ending massage. After 3 years of trying, she and her husband finally got a positive pregnancy test. She filmed it, the tears, the hug, the relief. She already had a name picked out if it was a girl. 2 weeks later, that moment, like a frown, got flipped upside down. She watched Trump sign an executive order to end birthright citizenship for children born in the United States to parents without permanent legal status. And just like that, her unborn daughter may not actually be considered American, even though she's born right here. So that's the real world impact behind the Supreme Court case that's currently in play. For over 150 years, the 14th Amendment has said, if you're born in the U.S., you're a citizen. But if that were to change, if birthright citizenship, as it's called, were to go away, roughly 250,000 babies a year would be born without citizenship. By 2045, that could be 5 million people born in America, raised in America, but not legally American. So this mom came from Colombia at the age of 8, basically as luggage after her family fled threats and violence. They lived in the shadows. Her mom cleaned hotels at night shift. Before every car ride, they prayed not to get pulled over. They lived in terror. But over the years, she built a life, got married, had a kid. Her kid's a U.S. citizen, but her daughter might not be, even though they have the same exact status. Supreme Court will decide, and this will decide whether being born in the United States still means what it used to. We've talked about this before. We'll talk about it again. Manila, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing that the Supreme Court will not overturn the birthright citizenship. And was it Hong, the deciding Wong, the key case, that determined this back in the 1890s or whatever it was. Basically,
1898.
It's going to be like that. Yeah, I mean, I think Wong is going to stand. What do you think?
I think so. I know Robbie's not feeling well, so he's not here.
Chomping at the vomit bit.
Robbie's not here. But look, the case of Wong Kim Ark established that children, so long as you were plopped out on U.S. soil, it guarantees that you are the American dream. You are American. It doesn't matter who you fell out of. And it's just been established for over 130 years at this point, or something.
Look,
like
I think it's important for a variety of reasons. I'll tell you, the part that I don't think that makes no sense to me would be like birthright citizenship tourism. Like you come here as part of one of those Chinese couples, and you time your pregnancy in order to drop while you're here. Or that's not cool. Also, I think it's strange if you happen to be a tourist. If you're here on a tourist visa from a foreign country and you just happen, pregnant ladies can come as tourists and they end up giving birth while they're here. Why should their kid be a U.S. citizen?
But what about all the students? What about the students or people here on various other types of visas and they get pregnant when they're here?
That can happen too, right? So that would seem to me like another or an H-1B visa. I don't know that.
Right.
I could see all sorts of, but normally speaking,
like a diplomat's kid, right? Like a diplomat's kid holds the citizenship of their parents.
Yes. But if you sneak into the United States, I mean, ironically, sneaking into the United States should and like if you get pregnant, should actually make you be still because
ineligible.
No, it should make you eligible. It should make your kid eligible.
Make you eligible?
Because your kid had no choice here.
Oh, I see.
And your kid doesn't have a backup plan. The parents put their kid in a bad situation. Now, obviously, I agree with Robbie that we should have strong borders. We should try to prevent that from happening as much as possible. But when it does happen, some people are going to sneak in. It's a big country with a lot of borders and a lot of ways to get in and out. So it's going to happen from time to time. So when it happens, that kid is as innocent as can be. I mean, that 8-year-old that we talked about. Yeah, come on. They're just like,
she came, the mom. This is the mom of the little girl.
Yeah, the little girl. When the little girl is like, Mira, let's go.
She's a DACA. She's a DACA lady at this point. I mean, she's an adult.
Right.
She's a DACA woman. She's a dreamer.
It's not her fault. So, and when something's not your fault under the law, you shouldn't be punished. So, and because and someone like that
being here in the U.S.
And let's just say like your parents come from Guatemala, they come to the United States. You're 8 years old. You grow up here. But after a while, you may not even speak Spanish. Look, the thing is, you can't be deported back to Guatemala. Your family's not in Guatemala. Guatemala is not home anymore. Guatemala isn't your culture because you didn't grow up there. The truth is, you belong in the United States where your country, your family, and your culture are. So you should be there. Now, I could make the case that maybe the mom can be deported because, she broke the law and she made this case. But the point, I mean, I personally, as you know, Manila, I think we shouldn't have let these people in, but now that we have, because
they're here,
we
so
let them in. We let
yeah.
them in. So
At this
because
point, like I've
we
always
should,
been, I'm a fan of DACA. I
Mhm.
think, in which case, this mom in particular had protected status under the Obama Dream Act, which is still hanging in limbo. And again, the Democrats haven't done shit about, even when they had control of Congress. But that's a different conversation. Millions of people, Ted, but this woman is one of them. But now she may not be the one paying the price. Her little baby girl, who she is an infant right now, might be the one paying the price for the lack of action from Democrats on the Hill,
Mhm.
when they could have codified the whole Dreamer thing and made it a fucking thing. It just didn't stick because nobody has any balls in DC.
That's
Nobody
true.
has the balls. So they can talk big like
Yeah,
Paul
Obama
Begala.
had his chance when he
Nobody
had
does shit.
Obama had that veto-proof, that supermajority that
That's
he
right.
didn't do shit with. He could have codified abortion.
Roe,
could-
he could have codified Roe. He
he said he didn't want to. He had no
Dreamers.
interest in it.
Yeah, I know.
He just
This is
didn't
all
care
for
about.
show.
He didn't care about women. That's all.
No, of course not. Well, people might say obviously because he's married to Big Mike, but
Yeah, but yeah, come on, be serious.
different show. That's
Different show.
TMI After
entirely.
Dark.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
All right. So speaking of babies, right, and all this pregnancy talk, you know how Elon Musk says we're gonna colonize Mars one day, Ted, and we have to find a way off this rock because this rock
Yes.
is fucked.
Girl,
Right?
we gotta get out of this place.
So there's a tiny problem. Tiny problem in the way of sperm, Ted. Tiny problem. You ready to hear about it?
I'm always ready. Let's hear.
Humans may struggle to reproduce beyond Earth, according to a study published this week. Findings present a new hurdle for the prospect of space colonization. Researchers placed human, pig, and mouse sperm samples into a device called a 3D clinostat. Ooh, sounds sexy. Which stimulates microgravity conditions by spinning vials to confuse cells about their position in space. So I don't know if this is like when you go to a blood lab and they spin the thing. I don't know if it's like
a centrifuge. It's a centrifuge. Yeah.
Is it a centrifuge? This thing? I don't know. It's
100%.
3D clinostat. That's what it's called. And it spins the vials and it confuses the cells about their position in space. The sperm were separated from egg cells by a thin channel designed to mimic the female reproductive tract. Under these conditions, the sperm became disoriented, with about 30% fewer reaching the egg. So they couldn't, 1/3 less got to their destination than in regular gravity. Even when fertilization did occur, embryos showed developmental delays over time relative to those formed under standard gravity, like here on Earth. Interestingly, embryos conceived in microgravity appeared stronger than their counterparts, at least for a few hours.
Stronger but with developmental delays?
So
Both?
dumb and strong? I don't know.
Big and stupid. Okay, all right.
I guess.
Mhm.
So a result that researchers attribute to only the strongest sperm reaching the egg. They say this finding could inform new advances to treat infertility on Earth. So they're trying to create a generation of big dumb oafs.
or the plural of oafs. One oaf, two oaves.
Like loaves. Oaves of dummies. So I don't. Okay, so if we need to, if sperm does in fact need whatever the pound pressure of gravity we have on Earth is in order to properly like latch on to the egg. Isn't there a way? Wouldn't we be able to solve that if we had like we're doing the moon base, right? Like we just covered this last week. Like NASA for sure says in the next couple of years, I think during Trump's term, is supposed to complete the very first moon base.
And by the way, it's only going to cost $20 billion. So
yes, that's cheap.
1/10 of the cost of the first few months of the Iran war. Think about how many moon bases we could have, like for
colonize the whole damn thing.
Yeah, we could cover the whole thing with like subways and the whole thing.
Yeah. So and we could be trying to make moon babies.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Manila, what do you make of the fact that you've heard of Artemis 2? The Trump administration keeps bragging.
They're getting ready to
we're returning to the moon. Manila, we're not returning to the moon. We're going to be near the moon. We're going into orbit around it and coming home. Right. Isn't that kind of like I say, hey, Manila, I'm coming to Washington. What I really mean by that is I'm going to Bethesda.
Or that you've just got a layover at
Oh no! Oh, I know. I'm driving around on the Beltway.
Oh yeah,
and then I'm leaving. Like
and
I'm not really returning to Washington if I'm driving on the Beltway and then leaving. Am I?
No, or like you're passing through to go to Florida, but you never set foot in Washington.
Yeah,
DC.
or like people who say like,
you're just on I-95.
Ted, have you ever been to Anchorage, Alaska? Well, yeah, I changed planes at the airport. Like, no, I haven't really been to Anchorage.
I've been to many places. By the way, NASA's talking about the moon.
Yeah.
Because I've changed planes.
I've been to Frankfurt.
Frankfurt's a great hotel. They have airport.
Airport.
They
it's
have
a great airport.
They have the smoking vestibules that suck, that go. You're in the middle of the airport, and you can have a cigarette like in this giant vestibule in the middle, and you never have to go outside in the freezing cold, and it blows the smoke out.
What if the vacuum like picks up and sucks your whole body out?
It's so cool. I was like, oh my God,
I don't know about you, Manila, but when it comes to Germany, I feel like it's not a good idea to step into a locked small enclosure. Especially anything involving gas. I
was like, this is awesome. For all the smokers out there that I still, you guys know I daydream about this. And I'm like, cigarette.
Flavor country.
Frankfurt Airport.
I liked the waterfalls inside the airport. Very nice. Yeah.
Very pretty and orderly. I really
shocking.
Like that. Very
Never
orderly.
Saw that coming.
Germans. Yeah. All right. One more story.
Uno más. The universe may be hiding something strange. Tiny black holes, not the massive star-devouring kind, but primordial black holes. These are theoretical objects that may have been formed in the first moments after the Big Bang, when the universe was dense, chaotic, and unstable, much like our president. The idea is simple, if a little wild. In those early conditions, small pockets of matter may have become so dense that they collapsed instantly, forming black holes before stars or galaxies even existed. And unlike modern black holes, these could have come in a whole wide range of sizes, some enormous, some incredibly small. A black hole with the mass of Earth could be compressed to roughly the size of a grape. The smallest versions would be so tiny that a proton would be billions of times larger. That's real physics. Scientists are interested because these objects could help the dark matter. That's the invisible substance believed to make up most of the universe. If primordial black holes exist, they might account for at least some of that missing matter. But there's a catch. No one has actually seen one. According to Stephen Hawking's theory, smaller black holes don't last forever. They slowly lose energy through Hawking radiation, eventually evaporating, and with less than about 1 billion tons of mass, would likely be gone by now. Researchers have even searched for the final energy burst from dying black holes, but so far, nothing definitive has been identified. So, either way, whatever's going on, it's a reminder of something physics keeps proving over and over again. The universe be weird.
Yes, that okay. Before this goes away, Ted, I need to accept this ad because I forget we don't have Robbie here, so I have to,
Mm.
have to do this.
All right, you go do that. You're running the Rumble Room.
Yeah, so I
All
gotta
right.
do that. All right. All right, a word from our sponsor. Have you ever watched the news or a big game and thought, I know how this is going to play out? Instead of just tweeting about it, you can actually put those predictions to work with Kalshi. Kalshi is a federally regulated exchange where you trade on real world events, not stocks. Think questions like, will inflation be higher next month? Will the Fed cut rates? Or will your team make the playoffs? Each market is a simple yes or no contract priced between 1 and 99 cents. And if you're right, it settles at $1. That price is basically the crowd's probability of something happening. So if yes is trading at 75 cents, the market is saying there's about a 75% chance that thing happens. You can use it to hedge, to speculate, or just to put some skin in the game on what you already follow every day. And right now, they've got a special offer. Trade $10 worth and get $10. Just go to kalshi.com/rumble, deposit, and place your first $10 in trades. And Kalshi will give you an extra $10 to use on that platform. So if you've got a take, don't just post it, trade it. Go to kalshi.com/rumble to get started today. That's Kalshi, KALSHI.com/rumble. I have heard a lot about that thing. I'm not a betting woman, so I don't know. It's a betting thing, Ted. I don't know.
Betting's not really my thing either, but
I don't know. But anyway, this black hole thing, like, so if there's millions, or if the life we're experiencing right now, like meaning around me right now, there's like micro black holes all over the place, but because basically their shelf life is, I don't know how quick, but like a blip, unless they all somehow were able to join, then nothing really happens. So this story is just, it's one of those things you need to be stoned for to kind of better understand. Like, so I'm like, okay, dark matter, Stephen Hawking's theory, the black holes lose their energy so they don't become powerful enough so they can never like clump together and then eat this room that I'm in. Is that what it's telling me?
That's
like,
kind of what it's telling you, yeah.
But technically,
but a micro black hole could like maybe eat like a section of your glasses, or
that's what we did the antimatter story last week too, and it's like, okay, the positive proton, negative proton, it's being moved from CERN to wherever in Germany, because why not let the Germans have antimatter?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not like Germany's ever been known to abuse scientific knowledge or power.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, but then we just go kidnap them and bring them to America, Ted.
True.
I mean, we're good at kidnapping. We just proved it with Nicolas Maduro.
We're very good at kidnapping. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of our things.
So anyway,
we can't manufacture anything anymore. We can't make cars, but we can do that.
Well, I know we got to go, and just a random thing I was thinking about with this whole like Stephen Hawking theory on black holes. So as it turns out from all the Epstein files, right? It's fucking weird that Stephen Hawking was like friends with Jeffrey Epstein, or maybe it's the other way around, that Jeffrey Epstein really wanted to be friends with Stephen Hawking because, he really fancied himself as like this disgusting playboy, academic, even though he like was a college dropout and whatever. But I think it's very strange that he had like a friendship or something with Stephen Hawking.
It is. Manila, I've got to go. The thing
right,
I have to do, I have to take care of now.
Ted's got a thing. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. That's us for a Tuesday. We'll be back mañana on a hump day. Happy Happy Tuesday, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you mañana. Bye, Ted.
Bye.
Feel better, Robbie.